Nice pink top.
Oh, thanks.
Did you enjoy Wrestlemania?
Yeah. It was awesome. Did you?
Yeah. It's better than next year's pile of shit anyway.
Wait, what?
Hit the intro!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Available on all platforms and YouTube.
he's the Apex Podcaster. He's the wise owl of professional wrestling.
He smells better than Dude Love with Sex Panther on.
He's the king of fantasy booking.
He is your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
He is Omega Luke, and you're listening to the Omega Luke Wrestling Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to #Fantasy Booking Faction. It's Season 1, Episode 4. We're almost halfway through the first season of Fantasy Booking Faction. And you guys are still absolutely loving it. And every week I'm getting more and more people involved and intrigued on exactly what this is and getting engrossed. That is definitely a word that describes #Fantasy Booking Faction. You guys are loving it, and I am loving you, loving it. So to start off episode 4 of season 1, let's get into the stipulation, shall we? An interesting one. People sort of speculated that this would be Wrestlemania based. However, I went straight from left field, and something that I am very intrigued with happening in the next few weeks is the Super Strong Style 16 from Progress. So I decided to make this a tournament-based faction stipulation. So the stipulation this week is someone who has entered any PWG Battle of Los Angeles in their career, someone who has entered any New Japan G1 tournament in their career, and someone who has entered any Progress Super Strong Style 16 in their career. Extra rule is you cannot already have 3 people who are already in the same faction. That is cheating. That is not fantasy, because I had a couple of people who just gave me a faction where it had like Okada and Will Ospreay and someone else. I think it's Hiroki Goto, who have been in all 3 of those things and are all in chaos, and that's cheating. So before we get into this week's top 10, let's have a look at how the league table is standing after 3 weeks after episode 3 last week. We have Mike Baker at the top there, joint top with Grayson Reeves on 18 points. Luke Roberts, my friend Luke Roberts, in 3rd place with 14. Mike Errant in 4th place with 13. 5 nerds go with 10 after winning one of their weeks, I think it was last week. Sid Shriram and Carl McGrath and Take the Bump all on 9 points after finishing 2nd in one of their weeks. Carl McGrath actually building 9 points from 2 weeks. Springboard coming in at 9th place with 8. And joint 10th, we have Wilfred Watches, Kiefer Cook and Zach Monday, all with 7 points. Just one little honourable mention for this week, not making it in, but keeping up with their gimmick, I suppose, is Dits on Wrestling coming back with Fortune Favours the Bold 3. So obviously the last 2 weeks, Dits on Wrestling has featured in Fantasy Booking Faction with his Bold faction. This week he goes with Christopher Daniels, Shelton Benjamin, Tommaso Ciampa. Obviously he keeps on going with the gimmick. I really appreciate it, but not quite in the top 10 of this week. But fair play, keep doing it. I'm enjoying it anyway. In 10th place today, picking up 1 point, not 10, because that's what he thinks he should be getting, because he has put 10 fucking points, 1 right here, is Mags. I know he's going to be pissed off because he didn't get more than 1, but you're featuring on the list. That is the main thing. He has gone with the #Fantasy Booking Faction of Kevin Steen, of course Kevin Owens, Kazuchika Okada and Chris Hero, or Cassius Ono as he is now named. The The faction name is the KOs. Simple, effective, and brutal. All three in the faction in their career have had the initials of KO. That is correct. You are right in that. And it gives you 1 point this week on episode 4 of Fantasy Booking Faction Mags. Next on the list, in 9th place, picking up 2 points, is a debutante in the hashtag Fantasy Booking Faction. It is the co-host of Smart to Death podcast, a great podcast that you should check out. Tone Swoggle, or Anthony Suter as I know him. He has gone with the faction of Jeff Cobb, Tomohiro Ishii, and Volta. He's given the stable name of Tour of the Big Guys. Why? He has put, and he has answered why. He has put because that stable would be terrifying. I agree, that is 3 people I wouldn't want to mess with or take a chop from. The name is from Cobb's finisher, and the stable is 3 of the best big man in the world. And I agree with that. Jeff Cobb, by the way, having an outstanding match against Will Ospreay. Tomohiro Ishii also in the Rumble, doing very well. But Volta, the brand new UK champion after TakeOver on Friday. Spoiler alert, but you should know by now. It's Tuesday, fuck me. Volta, I predicted it for a while now. He is the best big man in the business, in my opinion, just because of presence alone. He is now the NXT UK champion. So congratulations to you and to Anthony Suter picking up 2 points on this week's hashtag Fantasy Booking Faction. Coming in at 8th place, picking up 3 points, is someone who is in the top 10 of the league, Mike Errant. Coming to the ring at a combined weight of 602 pounds, Tamatonga, Joey Janela, and Joey Ryan. He is named them the Bad Boys, and they're not afraid to bend the rules or to get downright sleazy. These 3 men will always find a way to win. Now, he is on the list because, yes, they are all bad boys, but he is lower down the list because I don't think Joey Ryan really suits those 2 guys. Questionable. In 7th place, picking up 4 points, is someone who actually featured on yesterday's episode on Omega Luke Wrestling Podcast and Brainbuster Radio, Sam Preston of Team Wrestling Blogs. His faction goes by the name of Evolution of Dissection, and he has gone with Pete Dunne, Minoru Suzuki, and Zack Sabre Jr. He's put Suzuki is an expert at breaking his opponent down, dedicated purely to victory in any way. In Dunn and Sabre, he's found the next generation of dissectors, the messianic father to chosen sons. Is that how you say that word? I don't think so. But nonetheless, very good faction. I could definitely see Pete Dunne and Zack Sabre Jr. Obviously, Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. already work together, so that sort of dampened your chances of going any higher in the league because they are already in a faction, so it is sort of cheating. But adding Pete Dunne to that is making a brand new faction, and I could definitely see those 3 working together. So there you go, Sam. In 6th place, picking up 5 points, is Geeks Planned Podcast. Welcome to the first time of Fantasy Booking Faction. He has put late entry into the hashtag Fantasy Booking Faction. Loved putting this together. Well, we love you putting this together. And thank you for participating. I hope you come back because you have very good faction standards. He has got Pac, obviously, Adrian Neville, if you don't know, Tommaso Ciampa, and Minoru Suzuki. That man popping up again, Minoru Suzuki. He has got the Bastard Kings. Very great name. 3 unstoppable forces of nature, vicious and despicable as they come. Formed out of necessity more than camaraderie. These men... camaraderie. I think that's the word. These men are focused on winning championships and damn anyone who tries to stop them. So I really like that faction. He's described how they get together as well there. That is quite good. Originally, I would have put it higher, but you will see the reason why. He is only in 6th place there, picking up 5 points. Very respectable, nonetheless, because the next 5 are absolute fucking bangers. Next on the list, in 5th place, picking up 6 points, is Mike Baker. Yes, Mike, who is top of the leaderboard, might I add, right now. And he has put, may I present to you the technical savages? And you may, Mike, present it to me. And he has done indeed, with Brian Danielson of the Bowler Tournament, Zack Sabre Jr. and Pete Dunne. Those two popping up next to each other again. Technical with a mean streak can hold their own against any size and style. Plus, they're all vegans, so they are basically made for a faction with all the similarities. That is right, they don't eat meat, they do not drink milk, but Pete Dunne does wear fur, so questionable that he is actually a vegan. Nonetheless, great faction, I enjoy that, Mike, well done. Again, you pick up 6 points, cementing yourself near the top of the league. In fourth place, someone who continues to surprise me is my friend Luke Roberts. As you can see, yet again, I am in his profile photo, and I keep saying that every week because I just want to tell everyone that I'm in it, really. But he has gone with the faction of Nigel McGuinness, an answer which I did not expect to see, but I was pleasantly surprised. Zack Sabre Jr. and Tyler Bate, and he has put Royal British Masterclass. All three are technical British wrestlers. McGuinness is the veteran that can still go. Zack Sabre Jr., the main star of this faction, and Tyler Bate, next up-and-coming star. Finish all promos with For Queen and Country. A very good British faction. Nigel McGuinness was so underrated back in the day. If you haven't watched his network special on the WWE Network, you just realise how great that man was. Obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. and Tyler Bate, very, very fucking good wrestlers. Really like this faction. Tyler Bate, I would have changed to someone else, maybe like a Pete Dunne, just to make that a little bit better. But Tyler Bate nonetheless still fits, because I've seen a heel Tyler Bate and it works quite well. And I could imagine these as really good heels in a faction together. So well done, Luke Roberts. You pick up another 7 points and yet again challenging for top position. Well done, mate. In third place, picking up 8 points. I really fucking love this faction. It is from my good friend Bam in real life. Great little faction this is. Los No Mexicanos is the name that she has given them. And the faction goes with El Generico, obviously Sami Zayn, Jushin Thunder Liger and El Ligero. 3 masked wrestlers who are not actually from Mexico but have been influenced by the style. I just want a faction of awesome lucha-style wrestlers who can also wrestle different styles. And I agree, that is a very clever way of putting a faction together. All 3 masked wrestlers who do look Mexican with their masks on, when in fact El Generico is from Israel, I believe. Jushin Thunder Liger, I think, is Japanese, obviously. Legendary Japanese wrestler. And El Ligero is from Leeds. He is not a luchador. None of them are. They are all from different countries. Los No Mexicanos. Bam, in real life, you're a genius, my girl. Well done, you pick up 8 points this week on hashtag Fantasy Booking Faction. But beating Bam by 1 place, coming in second with 9 points, is Byron J. Bastian. I do believe he's been on Fantasy Booking Faction before. Can't remember whether he picked up points or whether it was before we did the competition. But nonetheless, he is always there and thereabouts. He has gone with the faction of Aleister Black, or Tommy End as he was known in Super Strong Star 16. Pentagon Jr., of course, from Bowler, and Evil from Los Ingobernables do hop on from the G1. The Dark Messengers is the name of the faction, each hailing from a different continent. Their goal is to spread the message of darkness and destruction. Where they walk, chaos follows. Now, last week, Aleister Black and Evil were in factions which finished first and second, very similar factions because of their dark nature. And yet again, they are popping up in second place here, because this faction, you could see as them all coming out, very dark and mysterious, very similar sort of entrances, and Pentagon just fits that because of the way his mask is and everything like that. You can see that side of him coming out, would be really good. I really like this faction. Very well done, Byron. You get yourself 9 points, buddy. Well done. But in first place today, someone who I don't believe has been on Fantasy Booking Faction featured yet, but always participates, and I think he's getting better and better, because this one, obviously, he comes in at first place. That is my friend Freddie Russell. Well done, Freddie. You have gone with the faction, well, you know what faction you've gone for, you picked it yourself, but you have gone for everyone else who wants to know what Freddie has done with Pentagon. He has gone with Finn Balor, but under Prince Devitt before he joined WWE, and TK Cooper, my friend TK Cooper. I spoke to him on the podcast. Great guy. He's gone with the name of Anarchy. I don't know whether he meant to miss out the A, but nonetheless, I like it. Crazy stable filled with unpredictable and dangerous elements. They can all sell in intensity and being frenzied incredibly well. I didn't say that very well. I'd have Devitt lead because that just makes sense. He's a great leader for Bullet Club. With the other two in the tag picture, and Pentagon and TK Cooper is something which I did not know I wanted until you have just told me that I want it. Freddie Russell, fucking insane faction, probably one of the favourites I've ever received. Love this faction. You get yourself 10 points, buddy. Keep coming back because I like it. I like it a lot. So let's look at the league table as it stands after 4 weeks. We have still at the top Mike Baker with 24 points after the points he picked up today. He's picking up 6 points. Puts him above Grayson Reeves now, who did not enter this week. Big mistake from Grayson if he wants to keep up there. However, he has been very busy this WrestleMania weekend. No, he wasn't at WrestleMania, but for Reach Wrestling, he has been invading different local companies, which I will post a little photo up here for you to have a look what he's been doing. So unfortunately, Grayson, you missed out this week. But you've also been overtaken by second place Roberts on 21 points now. Well done, Roberts. Keep surprising me every week with incredible factions, and the Nigel McGuinness did not see that coming. Well done. Third place is Grayson Reeves, now back on 18 points like he was last week. Obviously not picking up any, so he needs to get back into this if he wants to win Fantasy Booking Faction Season 1. Fourth place, Mike Aaron with 16, coming up hot on the tail. He's still in there with a shout, is the Don. Fifth place, a newcomer in the league, Bam in real life after her great performance with 8 points today. Accumulating 11 points in total. Fifth place, well done Bam, proud of you. Fifth place is a joint fifth place is 5 Nerds and Go and Freddie Russell, both on 10 points. Two guys who have won previous weeks but haven't picked up any other points. But well done guys, you're still in there with a shout. 7th position, 8th position, 9th position and 10th position is all taken up on 9 points by Carl McGrath, Take the Bump Podcast, Sid Shriram and Bastion. So well done guys, all on 9 points. You round out this week's league table. So thank you everyone for taking part once again. Really enjoying all of these factions that are coming in. Make sure you send me your factions. Don't miss out like Grayson Reeves. Don't be that guy, because 1 week you could lose out on points and that could cost you your position. So keep them coming. I will be posting them every Wednesday/Thursday on Omega underscore Luke on Twitter. That is where the stipulation mainly gets posted. So you need to be following me on there to enter and to retweet as well, because you're not getting it for free, I'm afraid. I need to spread the love because more people are joining. It's making it a lot more fun, a lot more competitive. I'm really enjoying it. I know you guys are too. So make sure you drop a like on this video, comment down below who your favourite faction was, and subscribe to the channel to keep those videos coming through in your inbox. And you do not want to miss another episode of Fantasy Booking Faction. I will catch you next week. Hope you all enjoyed WrestleMania weekend, guys. See you later. Goodbye, good night, bang. Keep your friends close. Keep Omega Luke even closer.